Have you ever found yourself awake at 3 a.m., eyes fixed on the ceiling, pondering the elusive nature of sleep that seems just out of reach? While it is a frequent occurrence among older adults, it is not merely an unavoidable consequence of aging. It's a deeper matter than one might initially perceive. In this video, we explore 5 compelling reasons why countless individuals rise in the early hours, and what these awakenings may reveal about your body, mind, and overall well-being. We will delve into the genuine physiological, psychological, and emotional elements involved, providing you with a richer insight into the ways in which aging influences your sleep. By the end, you'll perceive your nighttime routine in an entirely fresh perspective. If you find value in this video, please like and share it. It aids us in disseminating these vital messages to those who need them most. One is empowering and deeply respectful of the life you've lived thus far. So, if you've ever found yourself waking up around 3 a.m. and questioning why, you find yourself in the right place at this moment. Remain engaged until the conclusion, for the insights you gain here may not only enhance your sleep, but also deepen your understanding and appreciation of the journey your body is currently navigating. Let us embark on this journey. The first point to consider is the reduction in melatonin production. One of the most evident reasons older adults find themselves waking in the middle of the night, frequently around 3 a.m., is the natural decline in melatonin production that accompanies the aging process. Melatonin serves as the hormone that orchestrates our sleep-wake cycle, often referred to as the body's internal clock. It plays a pivotal role in facilitating both the onset of sleep and its maintenance. In youth, your body likely produced a robust and consistent amount of melatonin each night, enabling you to relish long stretches of deep, uninterrupted slumber. However, as time progresses, your body begins to diminish its production of this vital hormone, and this transition can significantly affect the quality of your sleep. You may still find it easy to drift off at night, particularly after a fulfilling day or a soothing evening. Yet by the early hours of the morning, around 2 a.m., the tranquility of sleep may elude you. 3 in the morning, occasionally 4. The natural supply of melatonin can diminish, leaving you vulnerable to waking not from a jarring sound or a vivid dream, but rather as your brain gradually transitions back to wakefulness, lacking the melatonin needed to maintain your slumber. This occurrence is not a reflection of any misstep on your part, nor does it signify a failing of your body. Instead, it indicates a shift in your internal chemistry as the years progress. Additionally, the atmosphere of your bedroom may exacerbate this phenomenon. Even the faintest glow from a street lamp outside the window, the rhythmic blinking of a clock on the nightstand, or the soft illumination of a hallway light seeping under the door, can further suppress melatonin. As the years pass, your body grows increasingly sensitive to these environmental cues, making those early morning hours at 3 a.m. feel even more restless. Awakening brings a wave of frustration, exemplified by Yonkari, now 72, who has long prided himself on being a good sleeper. Yet of late, that confidence has begun to wane. At approximately 3:15 a.m., he discovers that he is wide awake. Most nights, he experiences neither anxiety nor distress, but rather a heightened state of alertness, as if dawn has arrived. It was only when he grasped that this was not a personal failing, but rather a natural aspect of aging linked to melatonin, that he found peace in the experience. He stopped blaming himself and started adjusting his habits. He now keeps his bedroom darker, avoids screens an hour before bed, and takes a brief evening walk to reinforce his natural circadian rhythm. These small changes help signal to his body that it's still nighttime, and while he still wakes up early, sometimes he's learned to work with his body instead of against it. This kind of understanding can be a game changer when you know that waking up early might not be your fault, but rather A natural chemical shift. You can take steps to support your sleep instead of resenting your body. That's the power of awareness. It turns frustration into compassion, and it helps you make wiser choices about how you care for yourself at night. Number 2. Shifted sleep cycle and advanced sleep phase. Another significant reason older adults tend to wake up around 3 a.m. is due to a natural shift in the body's internal clock, a phenomenon known as advanced sleep phase. As we age, our circadian rhythms start to move forward, which means we may begin to feel sleepy earlier in the evening and wake up earlier in the morning. You might notice yourself nodding off during a late-night movie or waking up without an alarm at dawn. Even on days when you wish you could sleep longer, this shift isn't just a matter of habit. It's deeply rooted in biology, and it can become more pronounced with each passing year. In younger years, the body's rhythm is often aligned with a later bedtime and a wake-up time that feels more in sync with the sun. But as this rhythm advances, the sleep window naturally shifts forward. You may fall asleep at 9 p.m. or even earlier without intending to, which means your body has already gotten its full cycle of rest by the time 3 a.m. rolls around. That's why you might find yourself wide awake in the middle of the night, feeling as though your rest is complete, even if it's still pitch dark outside. This doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It just means your body is operating on a different schedule. Now think of it like a clock that's been gently reset over the years, ticking ahead a little bit more each season. And while this isn't harmful, it can be frustrating if your lifestyle, family routine, or personal preferences don't align with this new rhythm. There's also a quiet psychological side to this change. Many older adults live in quieter households or spend more time alone, and that peaceful environment can amplify the body signals to wind down earlier in the day. Without the constant activity or noise that might have once delayed bedtime, your system begins its nightly shutdown process much sooner. And if you're no longer working full-time or following a strict daily routine, the lack of external time cues like meetings, commutes, or social gatherings can make this internal shift even stronger. Let's take a look at someone like Beckfer, who's 68 and retired. He typically enjoys his dinner at around 5:30 p.m., followed by an hour of television before retiring to bed by 9 p.m. He slumbers, and by the hour of 3 in the morning, his body instinctively prepares to awaken. Initially, he felt not anxious or stressed, but rather alert. He believed it was insomnia, yet upon discovering advanced sleep phase, his perspective shifted. He came to understand that his sleep was not disrupted, it had merely been rescheduled. Beckfer started to modify his evening habits, allowing himself to linger a bit longer over a book illuminated by a soft glow. He took leisurely strolls after dinner and sometimes reached out to his daughter for a brief conversation before settling in for the night. These subtle social and sensory experiences helped to extend his sleep window just enough to nudge his wake-up time nearer to dawn. The outcome? A reduction in those early morning hours of 3 a.m. Awakening to a profound sense of alignment with one's daily existence is a journey many older adults embark upon, yet few articulate. This organic transition in sleep patterns can alleviate feelings of guilt or confusion, fostering a more compassionate approach to engaging with one's body, rather than resisting it. Waking up at 3 a.m. and feeling as though you've enjoyed a complete night's rest might indicate that your body has adopted an earlier rhythm. Recognizing this shift allows you to tailor your routine in ways that nurture your well-being. If you're still engaged with this video and appreciating these insights, please leave a comment with the number 2 below to let me know you're present. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and activate the notification bell to ensure you never miss a video. Your support is vital in helping us produce quality content that informs and inspires. Now, let us proceed to our third point: physical discomfort and health-related interruptions. Another prevalent reason older adults find themselves awake around 3 a.m. is the body's reaction to physical discomfort or underlying health issues that often emerge during the stillness of the night. As we age older, the chances of dealing with chronic conditions or subtle health problems increase, and many of these conditions have a way of disrupting sleep without sounding loud alarms. They creep in quietly like a sore joint, a full bladder, or a sudden twinge in the back. And that's often enough to bring you out of a restful state, right in the middle of the night. Conditions like arthritis, for example, can make lying in the same position for hours uncomfortable. You may not notice the discomfort when you first fall asleep, but after several hours of stillness, those aches can build up enough to nudge you awake for others. Nighttime acid reflux may stir them from sleep, especially if they've eaten dinner too late or reclined too soon after eating. Even something as seemingly simple as dry mouth muscle cramps or a slight change in room temperature can trigger a light awakening around the early morning hours, when your body's defenses are already more sensitive and less forgiving than they used to be. One of the most common physical reasons older men wake up at 3 a.m. is the need to urinate. As we age, the bladder becomes less elastic, and the urge to relieve it can come on faster and more frequently. You might not feel it during the day when distractions keep your mind occupied, but at 3 a.m. in a dimly lit and silent chamber, that feeling becomes undeniable. As you rise and wander, even if merely to the bathroom, your body may have transitioned from profound slumber to a state of heightened awareness, complicating the journey back to sleep. Additionally, there exists the matter of medications that numerous older adults routinely consume for managing blood pressure, heart health, or alleviating pain. These medications frequently bring along side effects such as frequent urination, fluctuations in body temperature, or heightened sensitivity to noise and light, all of which can subtly disrupt sleep. It's often the case that one remains unaware of the link between their medication and sleep patterns until it is highlighted by another, or until they begin to monitor their habits more diligently. Consider Ilenla, for example, a 76-year-old woman who has typically been a light sleeper. Over the past year, she has found herself waking up consistently at around 3:30 a.m. After months of attributing her discomfort to the natural process of aging, she finally consulted her doctor. To her surprise, she learned that one of her medications was impacting her hydration levels, leading to increased nighttime trips to the bathroom. With her doctor's guidance, she adjusted the timing of her dosage and incorporated a few lifestyle changes. Now she finds herself waking up less frequently and slipping back into sleep more easily when she does. It's crucial to understand that these physical awakenings do not signify a failing body. Rather, they can be indicators that your body is still functioning as it should. It responds, alerts, and adjusts. These signals can guide you toward improved care, more informed choices, and a profound sense of trust in your own awareness. Awakening at 3 a.m. may feel like an inconvenience, but it can also be a quiet nudge to tune in, check in, and make small changes that support better health and deeper rest. Number 4. Lifestyle habits that shift your sleep rhythm. Another powerful, but often overlooked reason older adults find themselves awake at 3 a.m. lies in long-standing daily habits, small routines, and choices that over time quietly reshape your internal rhythm. Many older adults naturally begin eating dinner earlier, winding down sooner in the evening, and experiencing less physical activity. During the day, these seemingly minor adjustments accumulate and can signal to the body that the night should begin earlier, which inevitably pushes the wake-up time earlier to when your days become quieter, especially after retirement. Your body no longer receives the same external cues it once relied on, like commuting, running errands, or engaging in physically or mentally stimulating tasks. Without those cues, the body's sleep-wake cycle may begin to drift forward. A calm, dimly lit evening with minimal stimulation can cause your brain to produce melatonin earlier, inviting sleep. before you've even realized the clock has struck 9 p.m. And once you're asleep earlier, your body simply finishes its rest earlier, waking up in those still pre-dawn hours, often right around 3 a.m. There's also a subtle relationship between food timing and sleep quality. Eating dinner early, while generally healthy, can sometimes lead to a dip in blood sugar levels overnight. Especially if there's no light snack before bed, that dip may not feel like hunger, but it can still rouse the body from sleep. Similarly, caffeine consumed even in the early afternoon can linger in your system, especially as the metabolism slows with age, subtly lightening your sleep and making you more susceptible to waking up at any disturbance. For someone like Heva, who's 74 and recently retired, these changes crept in gradually. His days became less structured and his evenings more relaxed. He discovered that supper was now served at 5 p.m. He would often drift off in his recliner while the evening news played softly in the background, and before he knew it, he was heading to bed well before 9 p.m. Unbeknownst to him, his entire routine had gradually shifted a few hours earlier, and soon it became the norm. He found himself stirring from slumber around 3 a.m., bewildered by the fact that he was alert long before the birds began their morning serenade. After contemplating his daily habits, Heva decided to implement subtle changes, incorporating a brief stroll in the afternoon, indulging in reading under brighter lights during the evening, and steering clear of naps post-dinner. These changes nudged his natural sleep window a touch later, allowing his body to ease into a rhythm that resonated more harmoniously with his desired wake-up time. It's striking how frequently we underestimate the influence of routine. Our bodies yearn for rhythm, daily patterns that serve as cues, signaling the brain when to rest and when to awaken. As these cues diminish or alter, the internal body clock can falter, resulting in earlier and more fragmented sleep. Yet, by recognizing these patterns and implementing thoughtful adjustments, one can gently steer the body back to a sleep cycle that feels more restorative and less disrupted. If you're still engaged with this video and finding these insights beneficial, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're present. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and activate the bell so you won't miss any videos. Your support enables us to keep producing quality content that informs and inspires you. Now let us proceed to number 5. Emotional and psychological restlessness. At times, waking up at 3 a.m. can be quite telling. It has less to do with the body and more to do with the mind as we age. Emotional layers, once buried beneath the busyness of daily life, begin to surface in the stillness of night. These early morning hours, when the world is hushed and distractions are minimal, often transform into a stage where unspoken worries, regrets, or longings start to awaken. You may find yourself lying awake, not due to noise or pain, but because your mind is gently sifting through memories, unresolved thoughts, or subtle anxieties you didn't realize lingered within you. This particular restlessness diverges from the intense anxiety that may emerge in youth. It possesses a quieter, more contemplative quality, akin to a gentle hum in the background suggesting that something remains unresolved. Even if it eludes precise identification, the mind, when not preoccupied, often wanders back to past relationships, decisions made, losses suffered, or words left unspoken. As the body ceases its relentless pace through responsibilities, there emerges a space for these thoughts to resonate more prominently. It is also crucial to acknowledge the role of loneliness in this experience. For many older adults, social circles tend to diminish over time. Children depart, friends become engrossed in their own lives, and routines shift. While the day may be filled with brightness and activity, the night ushers in stillness, bringing with it a heightened awareness of that emotional void. This particular brand of loneliness doesn't always weigh down the soul. At times, It manifests as a yearning for connection or a subtle longing for a conversation partner when the house is enveloped in silence. Take, for instance, Shosun, an 80-year-old widow navigating her days alone. She occupies her time nurturing her garden, reaching out to her grandchildren, and indulging in her favorite shows. Yet as the clock strikes 3 a.m., a different world beckons. She frequently awakens her thoughts, revisiting moments from the past. She confided in her late husband, or perhaps to fret. She remains hidden away during the daylight hours. Initially, she believed there was something amiss with her, sleep. Yet as time passed, she realized that her early awakenings were not about sleep at all. It was her heart yearning to be acknowledged. To nurture herself, Shosun began to keep a small journal by her bedside for those moments of awakening. Occasionally, she jots down whatever thoughts occupy her mind. Nothing extravagant. Here are some sincere reflections. She incorporated a serene evening ritual, such as listening to soothing music or penning a brief note to a friend. These small gestures of contemplation and connection provided her emotions with a tender release, calming her thoughts and allowing her to drift back into a more tranquil slumber. The reality is that the human heart operates outside the confines of a rigid timetable. It clings to memories it chooses, poses the inquiries it deems necessary, and occasionally engages in this introspection in the stillness of 3 a.m. In the stillness of the world, when silence envelops you, it is not a flaw. Rather, it is a testament to the richness within. If you awaken to a sense of contemplation, embrace it as a sign of profound introspection. It may signify that you are harboring wisdom, poised for recognition. You have traversed the landscapes of joy and sorrow, and those experiences mold not only your recollections but also your core identity. Instead of perceiving these awakenings as issues to resolve, consider engaging with them through curiosity and compassion. What messages might your mind be conveying to you? What must you express to nurture that part of yourself that seeks a touch of grace even amidst the shadows? At times, the most profound form of rest does not stem from dismissing these moments, but rather from embracing them. In doing so, you may discover not only improved sleep, but also a deeper insight into your own being during this chapter of life. As we conclude this video, take a moment of stillness to ponder what you have just absorbed. What struck a chord with you? Was it the alteration in your internal clock, the subtle shifts in your health, or perhaps something more profound, and a emotional cadence that reveals itself only in the quietude of the world? Each of these 5 reasons provides a unique perspective on your early morning awakenings, and none suggests that anything is amiss. On the contrary, they illuminate the ways in which your body and mind continue to function, respond, and adapt as you navigate this phase of life. There is a gentle strength in comprehending the messages your body conveys, especially in those tranquil moments before dawn, rather than perceiving 3 a.m. as a mere inconvenience. Awakening can often feel like an unwelcome interruption, yet they may serve as gentle reminders to attune ourselves to our needs, habits, and emotions. You are not alone in this journey, nor are you the only one seeking clarity. With newfound understanding comes empowerment. And with empowerment, the ability to implement small yet significant changes that enhance your rest, deepen your comfort, and strengthen your connection to your natural rhythms. If any of these reflections resonate with you today, recognize that you are not merely aging, you are evolving. This evolution presents an opportunity to rest with intention, nurture yourself with kindness, and welcome each new day with greater awareness and tranquility. We appreciate your presence here today. We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. What insights have you gained, and how do you intend to incorporate them into your life? Your reflections matter to us. We invite you to share your thoughts, Your comments serve as a source of motivation and encouragement for us. If you found this video enjoyable and beneficial,